Hello and what is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and today we are back in Forza Horizon 4 for a build of not the S15. No, we are building a 93 GTR V-Spec. Now, basically the idea behind this car was we were going to convert it, or well, I shouldn't say is, we are going to convert it to rear-wheel drive, and we're going to turn it into a drift car. Now, a lot of people are going to say, oh my god, why are you doing that to an R32? That's like, you know, you're going horribly wrong, that's a horrible idea, blah, 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 blah. Which, okay, if I wanted to stay true to the idea of this car, then yes, of course I would leave it all-wheel drive, and I would do some sort of, like, you know, very race-type build with it, you know, in the spirit of it being all-wheel drive. But to be honest, there were a lot of, like, Skyline race cars that were rear-wheel drive. And, you know, yeah, some were all-wheel drive, but they weren't all-wheel drive. And I think a lot of people, you know, they see the Skyline, they think GTR, they think all-wheel drive. And I feel like there's a little bit more to this platform than just, you know, turbo all-wheel drive. So, first thing we're going to do is rip that front drive shaft out and go with the Rocket Bunny kit, which is beautiful, absolutely beautiful on the R32. One of the best looking, I think, in my opinion. So, from there, we're going to go ahead and handle our wheel and tire setup. So, I'm going to go with, I think, let's go with sport tires on this car. And then that front tire width is going to be a 315, and so is the rear. And for wheels, I want something that, like, really kind of stands out and complements the look. In fact, oh, I wonder, they're not in this category. Oh, come on. I know it would work so well for this. Yes, a Rocket Bunny R32 on TE37s. Or we could even do, TC105Ns. Oh, man. Or work XD9s. Or work CR guys. I mean, like, we could do any of these great wheels. I'm actually going to use the TC105Ns because those look so good. So there's 17s now. Let's go up to an 18. I normally don't do that, but I think this car, you can pull off the 18s. Drivetrain-wise, we're going to fully build everything. And actually, it's interesting because with this build, we are not getting rid of the factory engine. We're just going to build the crap out of it. Brakes-wise, we need race brakes, and we also need drift suspension. And my god, the way everything fits with that drift suspension, it's so low. Like, I mean, this thing would rub. This thing would rub. Just not even gonna sugarcoat that. At least I think it would rub. Okay, wait, continue working because we have not worked on the engine yet. So, let's see. What are we weighing in at right now? 2773? That's not bad. That's really not bad for what we're working with here. Really not. So, fully unrestricted exhaust, cams. Let's see. Valve train. Oh, God. Okay, hold on. There we go. Race block. We're now up to over 530 horsepower. Race pistons and compression. Let's see. Race turbos. God, they give a 230 horsepower boost. 807 horsepower. Let's see. We're finishing off with 818 horsepower and 573 foot-pounds of torque, 2,762 pounds. That's not bad. In fact, actually, well, 2,755 pounds now thanks to the flywheel. So, that's, wow. I mean, no, continue working. There's more I want to do. Thank you. Okay. So, you can do this little lip from Nissan. You can do the Rocket Bunny one, which is basically like, it's kind of in the same vein as like a factory wing, but, or we could do wingless. But the wingless looks weird. The wingless looks really weird. I mean, I like the little Nissan lip on the back. I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with no wing at all, though, on this car. It just doesn't look right. I mean, what we have on the back now is not a wing by any means. By no means is that a wing. It is a lip. Do not get that confused with a wing. But I think, like, what we've got on there right now actually should work pretty well, like, for the look of the car. Oh, my God, I did not want to do that. All right, so tuning-wise, 410 rear end for now. Let's see. Yeah, 410 rear end for now. And some toe out, and some soft front sway bar, and some stiff rear sway bar, a little bit of stiff rear sway bar, and soften the front springs just a little. Let's see. Dampening, we'll leave the dampening alone for now, and the diff, of course, is going to be 100% in the rear. and then like 100% acceleration in the rear. If we get to the point where we want to mess with the decel, like we can, but this will be a base setup and a base tune. Wow, that sound. That sounds so good. It definitely feels, okay, so it definitely feels like a car that you put a drift suspension on instead of a car that, well, but then again, no, you know what I'm trying to get at? It feels like an all-wheel drive car that has had a rear-wheel drive conversion. It doesn't feel like it started off rear-wheel drive. Just because it doesn't feel quite as eager to break loose as as most rear-wheel drive cars with 800-something horsepower would. It definitely still wants to try to straighten itself up, and I'm sure that's in part due to the extremely wide tires, but I know for a fact that it's not just due to that. So let's get a little bit of a direction change going on here. God, I want to lower that fourth gear so bad. Like, that fourth gear needs to be lowered. But at the same time, like, when you're going, and especially when you're up to speed, like above 80 miles an hour, it doesn't really make that big of a difference. In fact, it works out really well as it is right now. Oh, wow. Fourth and fifth are even a good ways apart. Not sure how I feel about that. I think fourth and fifth could be dialed back a little in terms of, like, actual, like, you know, gear ratio. I think they could be a little shorter. Yeah, whoa, wow. It struggles a little bit in fifth. Like, you can see, like, if you're under 80, 90 miles an hour, it struggles in fifth. Even when you, like, just viciously clutch kick it, like, just over and over and over and over and over again, it'll still argue with you. Now, third gear, it has no problem with at all. Third gear, it'll just spin at a moment's notice. Kind of want fourth gear to be a little bit more like third, and fifth to be a little bit more like fourth, to be honest. Now, see, up at 90, like 95, 100, fifth gear is acceptable, but I don't know if that's, like... See, is that really where you're going to be spending most of your time? I'm not sure. Entering our normal route in a couple corners, but just from a different direction this time. Holy bus! Wow. Okay. Like, as Jeremy Clarkson would say when something like that happens, some poo shot out then. Let's go around the outside. I'm not trying to, like, take that gap between those cars. Not worth it. It maintains angle really well. It's super controllable. Okay, I am lowering the ratio in fifth. Like, I'm done with the way fifth is, like, personally. So, fifth, 0.82. 0.82 should be a usable... Oh. It's a little easier now. It's not perfect. I just don't want to make it, like, the same ratio as fourth or something. In fact, this section, I do better bouncing off the limiter in fourth than I do, like, kind of moderately struggling in fifth. Oh, well, actually, okay, no. Now with that new ratio, fifth does pretty well. I have to admit, fifth does pretty well. There we go. And plenty big enough gap to get between those cars. Plenty big enough. Oh, wow. Okay, that works, that works, that works, that works. Oh, my God. Well, I'll tell you something. That went really well. That went better than I would have expected. But, like, I genuinely wasn't expecting it to go that way. Uh-oh. Oh, come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. See, hitting the limiter in fourth or almost bogging in fifth. Almost bogging. Because I'm hesitant to make fifth gear all that much shorter because I don't want to get rid of the... Like, I don't want to get rid of what it can do up at the top end, you know what I mean? It's very stable, though. Like, that's a big thing with this car, is it's super stable. Like, when it's at big angle, when it's not at big angle, I mean, it just is so stable. Oh, there we go. See how it's just barely struggling. It's just barely struggling to keep up with it. Oh, wow. Okay, I thought that was going to be... I thought we were losing our points there. I thought we were done. I thought we were genuinely done on points. Oh. Speaking of points, this is not going to be some sort of points monster. It's genuinely not. At least not with this setup. If you wanted this thing to be a points monster, I mean, like, you could you could do massive combos with this car. I'm not saying you can't. It would just take longer to get there. Now, keep in mind, though, I just got out of a Formula Drift Viper and then got in this. So, of course, this is going to feel like it takes longer to get points in. There's no comparison there between this and the Formula Drift Viper. It's just, like, not a comparison at all. It kind of runs out of steam mid-corner in these big sweepers, which I kind of, like, oh, there we go. See, okay, that's when you find the happy medium in 5th gear. That's when you find the happy medium in 5th gear, and it works perfectly. And see, I'm okay with that. Oh my god, we got so insanely close to that wall without hitting it. That's... Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it, that's for sure. In terms of would I use this car again or would I recommend it? Yes, to both. I want to continue developing the setup because it's a really enjoyable setup. Not only, though, is it a really enjoyable setup, but I think it'd be a decent beginner setup. I enjoy it. I really enjoy this car. It's an enjoyable car that's like, that looks so good. And I think if you're really trying to focus in on, like, if you want to try to hit clipping points or tandem with people, and you've got like a really good group of people that you tandem with a lot, that, you know, everybody has similar cars and you guys work well together, this car might be a really good option for that. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to click that like button. Tell me in the comment section below what you thought of it. And if you have any car suggestions for me, make sure to post them down there. And if you are new to the channel and want to see more, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see y'all later.